Greetings, traders. It is I, Abdul Shabazz, and this is some real change stock options trading journey. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Thank you for tuning in to another daily edition of us trading the S&P 500. Thank you so much for joining us, as the usual suspects are now entering the building. Definitely going to take our time today, wrap this week up strong. Going to wrap the week up strong. Brian is in the house. Hamza is also in the building. Wa alaikum assalam. Good morning to you as well. You want to finish this week up very, very strong. Hamza, I have to share something with you. Yesterday, and you too, Brian and Dr. J, since you guys are here. Believe it or not, yesterday I got in this call, and I got in the call right here. And I got out right there, simply at VWAP. Let me see how that lines up. Where is it at? Disgusted. Missed all of this. Pre-market. The market is determined to test all-time highs. But it was a beautiful, beautiful call. Even on this move, I made over 100% on the move, but I did not have anywhere near the amount of contracts that I normally, caught. Brian, you caught it too. That was awesome. Look at all of this liquidity that was provided for this move. It was amazing. Who knew that it would even go from the 476 all the way to the 479 pre-market, man? It was completely awesome. So I just really regret even more yesterday getting caught up in this melee, because this was a sweet duck butter play that came at 12 o'clock right here, breaking the V after you had a lower high. You had a double top and a lower high, and it was fantastic. But yesterday's home runs won't win today's games. We're going to be focused on what the market is going to show us today here as we get ready to open. I want to keep pre-market up on the line chart. We're going to be starting around here on the candlestick chart, around the 477.6. And that's where we are going to start this morning on the line chart. Grateful for you guys to be here. Know you guys could be anywhere, but you've chosen to spend the morning with me here on the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Let's go ahead and zoom in real quick just to see what she's looking like. There will be absolutely no games played today. Today will be our very best trading day. I'm going to make that my moniker. Guys, let's make today our very best trading day. Inshallah. God willing. So if you hear anybody else say that, you know where they got it from. I would say look left. We can. We got a little something to look at. We see that there is some more overhead resistance here at the 478. But that got blown right out of the water this morning, pre-market. So I really don't feel a need to look left that far. I think yesterday's action will be sufficient in us finding profits in the charts. We'll take this $6 range on the screen and work with it. Really $8, $4.72 to $4.80. We'll take that range and work with it. You can see that there was a huge gap up on the daily chart. Okay, now is it going to be a gap and go or gap and crap? The gap actually went all the way to the 479.44 and has been dropping ever since. So let's keep that in mind as well. And the further it drops, the further the bulls will start taking profit, possibly. But we can't expect it to hit a certain point and the bulls buy up lower prices. But right now, from this huge gap up and from the people who were smarter than me that held on from this 473 yesterday, they're in very nice profits right now. All right. So we'll go with this view right here. How is everyone doing today? Thank you for everyone who's tuned in. Those of you who tuned in yesterday, those of you who watched the live, and those of you who watched the very first edition of the Learning Candlesticks video series, which I just started releasing yesterday. And I will release 2 more videos today and every day this weekend. For those of you who do not know what I'm talking about, I wanted us to go all the way back to the beginning. For those people who would like to join this journey but think we might have gotten too far ahead, it'll take us some time to go back and reach back for them. So I've created a how to read candlesticks video. Lesson 1 and lesson 2 was put out yesterday. You can find that on the channel, on the Some Real Change channel. How to read candlestick charts. 2 lessons were put out yesterday. We will continue to do that. So anyone who is interested can quickly learn, look at the recaps, join us on the live to see what they've learned and how it is working. and then start off joining us with one contract or two contracts, building your way there. The market is trying to close the gap from yesterday, and it is doing so right here. So the market did close the gap. Definitely going to take our time. Prince and Dan is in the building. Guys, we were just talking about yesterday's fumble. In the afternoon, myself and Brian caught this call. I don't know if you guys caught it too, but myself, I only took it to VWAP. It was completely disgusted. Completely disgusted. How's everyone doing today? Excited you guys are here. Determined to do our best today with patience and stock selection. Awesome. Dr. J said I'm doing great. Dan says all is well. Looking forward to studying the new video. I am awesome. Nothing like staying refreshed. I will also be doing some practicing this weekend as well on demand. I used to do quite a bit of on-demand practicing, and I've gotten away from it, and I plan to revisit that. It was a very good habit, and I want to get back to it. The early put out of the gate is looking good. It really is. On a Friday, after a huge gap, came right back on down pre-market to this 477.7 resistance area and market open. And from there, found very heavy bearish presence so far. Still very early in this move, and we're only talking about $0.80 right now, here to here. No one is in trouble yet. Definitely want to keep in mind that there are a lot of bulls who are currently in profit. who possibly may look to add more to their situation to try to retest pre-market highs and then all-time highs. Very interesting day. And the best thing for us to do is to allow the charts to develop. So I'm going to go grab a cuppa and give the charts some time to do what they do. Another key thing that I am working on, guys, to help us execute better, and that's going to be going over a trading checklist before we enter the trade, making sure that certain things are in place. And that we've identified certain things. For example, what's the setup? So if I say I'm getting ready to take a trade, or one of you guys say I'm getting ready to take a trade, we should be asking each other, okay, what's the setup? The second thing we want to know, well, is this a scalp trade or a trend trade? Let's identify that. Let's identify our profit-taking area. Where are you going to take profit? Iyad is in the building. Good morning, Iyad. Jumu'ah Kareem. Thank you for being here. We were just discussing, Iyad, that the next thing I want to implement here with us is a trading checklist before we enter the trade to make sure that we're entering the trade systematically and not emotionally. We want to identify what's the setup. Is it a scalp? Is it a trade? Where's your take profit? Are you using bracket orders? Is there a possibility to add to the trade? If so, where would you add to the position? Something that I think would be very helpful to us all as we look at the SPY coming down right now to an early morning support area here. This weekly support of 477.04. See how that acted this morning. Let me slide over the line chart. We can see this morning action on the line chart. Coming up from yesterday's close, we can see this morning's pre-market action going all the way to 479.44. And then all of a sudden, and if you ever have heard the expression, here is the perfect example right here, and I'm getting ready to point it out to you. I want to bring it up on the big screen. And that is the saying, before I say it, does anybody know what this is the saying of? This right here. What is this the perfect example of? A very famous saying that people say. Right here. What is this an example of? Right here. Yeah, I'm a second here. Okay, this is the perfect illustration of stocks going up like stairs. And what? Somebody put it in the chat. Going up like stairs and coming down like an elevator. That's right, Brian. Yes, yes, yes. Falling down like a knife. All right, but this is a perfect illustration of stocks going up like stairs, but coming down like an elevator. What a drop. Now, think about this. If you fall from a flight of stairs, you can get back up again. But if you fall from a third-story window, wow, you might bounce, but this just might be a dead cat bounce. And that's what it is appearing to be. Falling from stairs is a little bit different than falling out a third-story window. Now, we know how tricky these bulls can be, and all they did was use this opportunity here as support to buy the stock right back up, but they weren't able to come back up as high as they were. Hence, where the trick could be getting a little thick at. So they could be trying to set it to allow these bears that are taking advantage right now of these lower stock prices, to allow them to be tricked and used as liquidity to take the price higher. So I don't trust these guys, but nonetheless, we still have to look at the fact that she's weak. She's hurt. She's falling out of the third-story window. She's not gonna. A grind? Yeah, but a fall like this remains to be seen. No one knows what the market is going to do. All we can do is identify what she is showing us. Hence, we called out that potential trap that the bulls could be using, but the bears are really applying pressure on each 5-minute candle, as we can see by the upper wicks, that the bears are rejecting higher prices. The stock is now under VWAP as well. Very interesting. However, to me, it gets a little more interesting when we want to talk about who's in trouble and where they could be in trouble at. It gets a little more interesting wondering where these early morning bulls might say, hey, you know what? I can't afford this. So where on this chart would these guys think about taking profits, stopping out, covering? Where do the greed, the joy of these bulls turn into pain? Now, it does appear that they're hurting now, but not until we get below support and below pre-market do I think that they would hit the "oh save me" handle. Dr. J says 476.5. That's exactly where pre-market low is. But I also know that they have a desire, a strong desire to test all-time highs. But in order to do that, they need some liquidity. They need some early bears to come in, get sucked, and have to squeeze. If squeezing is buying, these bulls will add to that position and take the market to all-time highs, potentially, based on what we're seeing. We also know that these bulls have to fight to hold this position. If not, all is lost. from these pre-market gains. Specifically, we're talking almost $2.50. Stock went from $476.50 back to $479. So we can definitely expect these bulls to put up a fight, because if they don't, we can expect some really nice covering / profit taking, being that today is Friday. One thing that we do know is that we don't know anything, so all we can do is be patient and wait for the market to reveal to us what it is thinking and what it wants to do. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that couple, as I have 8 minutes before I can even think about taking a trade. Still want to identify. Additionally, where would the bears start covering? It's gonna be a fight, but if these bears don't hold their position, we're out of here. We're out of here. They're being used as liquidity right now. They're being used as liquidity right now. Do see a small head and shoulders. Dr. J says we have a 10 o'clock report coming out. Thank you for that. We will see what effect that 10 o'clock report has on the market. But I do see a left shoulder. I do see head. Potentially a right shoulder. Oh yeah, the squeeze is on. This is a good call to be in, but I wouldn't get in it myself. Number one, because it's before 10 o'clock. Number two, we have this overhead resistance right here. Daily resistance. We also have last minute bears that can put up a fight to try to stuff these bulls. But knowing we get past that 478, potentially. We'll see. I just love it when we allow the chart to develop, take its time. You can clearly see what's going on. Thank you guys for hitting the like button while we have a moment before the party starts. And above this resistance level, the daily candle would have gone from red to green. I myself today promise you that I'm only taking an A plus or B plus setup. Only on a Friday. I'm going to finish this week strong. I don't know what to do about the hours of the morning show. Maybe you guys can give me a little input. Kind of like the opening bell to 11. It seems that some of our moves taking place when we get off sometimes. For example, here yesterday, we had this great put. I was not in my office when this happened. I was licking my wounds from my paper cut and was over at the gym doing all those push-ups. Came back and saw this and said, googity bob. This was a perfect put, which is a break of a V that will be added to the playbook as well. So this was a nice trade yesterday that we missed out on. And then there was this call that we all got in. Yeah, I got in my move at 11:30ish for a put. Yeah, that was it. Yep, I got in that. Yes, this was it. This was a beautiful put. Not only that, guys, we had a double top and then a lower high. A double top and a lower high. But how many times have I said it? There's no such thing as missing a trade. It's just about patience. As soon as we got off the air, this beautiful put came. Double top with a lower high, break up the V in this 5-minute candle, done. This was the money candle. And then you had all this liquidity that was built up in the morning. And then what do you have? A hammer, a green hammer, red hammer, doji, doji, doji. This right here was the ingredients for a bomb. A bomb was getting ready to go off. And did it. You could have even waited for later confirmation with the first 5-minute candle close above the last red 5-minute candle. Hence, the covering started and never stopped. Amazing. Simply amazing. So I was able to catch this call. I got out at VWAP because generally speaking, whenever you take a call, your first profit target is going to be VWAP, and then your second profit target area will be resistance or supply. And that's just how it is. But I didn't leave a runner. I was a little bit upset about that, but nonetheless, you know, we had this move. We're talking about time-wise. This was potentially, you know, I wasn't a real big fan of this move. Wasn't a big fan of it. This was lovely, and this happened at 12. This is that 12 o'clock candle. So we've been talking about coming back at 1 o'clock. Yeah, I probably should have went live, but I was just coming in, getting settled. Saw this, saw an opportunity, got in. And the market is showing off right now. Currently, let's get back to today's action, because yesterday's home runs won't win today's game. And the market is doing exactly as we called, allowing these bears right here to squeeze. They're getting squeezed. Turn this 477 area to an area of support, but we still are getting that right shoulder that still has to form. So I'm more interested in seeing what happens on the next candle. And thank you, Dr. J, for reminding us about that 10 o'clock report. So even though I was talking, guys, I was aware of this and wasn't going to allow us to miss anything. That is ugly for the Bulls. It shows that bearish determination. Wow, did the Bears step in? What a great opportunity. The range I just don't like, because even with a short coming off the top of here, you're talking to VWAP. 34 cents. It's not enough range. The risk to reward is not good enough. safe trade here will truly be it's not a lot of range yet for me. I love the way it's looking like though. You know what that is. A lot of time left on the clock though. But still I don't like the range. This is that shoulder, guys, that has to form. We just don't know what it's going to do after it forms. If I put pre-market in here, you'll see it. See, if I put pre-market in, you'll see the head and shoulders. There you go. Now, once we get to it, again, I'm still looking at the fact that we fell from a third story window. So we're going to have a bounce. That is to be expected. However, my question is this just a dead cat bounce? So because of that, I do have a 478 put that I have chosen for my weapon of choice. This is a very imperfect. It's a doji at the top. It's not even a shooting star, it's a doji. The 30-minute chart finished as a hangman. Just for those of you, 476. Yeah, safe areas here ahead. There's that liquidity grab, guys. I'm telling you guys it's coming. There is the right shoulder. Now, what is it going to do from here? Three things. It can continue going up. It can turn around, come back where it came from, or it could go sideways. I kind of like to turn around, come back where it came from. I do. So I'm going to go ahead and get in now, guys. No, I'm not. I'm going to wait for this candle to close. I'm not going to be the first person out of the plane. really the safe money. Let's talk about safe money. The safe money is here because that way we'll get all of these bulls will have to cover. All of these bulls will have to cover their area pain below here. I do like coming out of this resistance area. I do like that. I do like the pressure that is being applied. I do like that. I do like it. But I know I want to be just a little more patient. Just a little more. We also have to realize that she has come down from resistance to intraday demand area. This box that I just drew is intraday demand. And the range from demand to this resistance is only 60 cents. So we're not missing anything yet. We still have 2 minutes left on this candle. Wow. Okay, I love it. I love it. Again, we can completely understand why this happened as we explained with the fall of the price. I just didn't want you guys to jump out the plane with me at this area, knowing that this safer money is the close beneath this intraday demand. Knowing that the bulls still have the ability to fight back here. So if you did get in, great, you're still in profit. Just recognize and again, this is what I'm not doing because what I wanted to see was the close beneath demand and then the continuation candle starting beneath demand for a put. So therefore, it's not financial advice. I don't recommend a put right now. Could potentially be one coming. But again, let's take a look at the line chart so we can see that we haven't missed anything, guys. We see that fall off that elevator to the third floor. $2.50 drop. Yes, she's bounced back, but that bounce back has not been substantial, guys. And she's still downtrending, and that's why we have to sometimes take a step back and look at a larger time frame. If anything, she's just put in a lower high. But what you and I are looking for is a lower low. That's where the safe money is. That's where the safe money is. So does that mean we're going to miss a couple trades here and there? Sure, of course. But I want to change my mentality and stick to trades that are in our playbook. Stick to A+, B+ setups on Friday at the end of the week. And know that just a little bit of patience is required. We're still in the same situation that we've been in for the past 3 days. Look at the daily chart currently in a doji. But the past 2 days have shown us, oh, she'll come out of that. All we have to do is just be patient. Love this handy dandy line chart. Help everyone stay patient. Let's go ahead and put a very small micro algo up here. See what's going on. It'll work out well. And thank you guys for hitting the like button. I greatly appreciate it. Dropping videos all weekend long. Studying all weekend long. There is a proper way to use on demand. There is a proper way to use on demand, guys. Maybe make a video about that. But anyway, we can see why it is just best to be just a little more patient. And one thing I like about the line chart does not leave an indentation until after the 5 minutes. That's what you can clearly see. And this was very nice. The rejection of VWAP, that's a good strong indicator as well. You can see this intraday demand is being respected momentarily. Overall view of everything real quick. Check out 30. Okay. Again, on the 30-minute chart, we started out with a hangman. And would love to see price trading below the low of the hangman. Daily chart, gap up into a doji. Line chart is showing a downtrend. Showing a range move that we're in right now, showing why we should not be taking a put. And if you did get your money and got out of that first 5-minute candle, and the benefits of patience. Now, again, where would the bears be in trouble? Where would the bears say, you know what? Let me go ahead and reduce a little bit of this position. If this indeed is a bull trap or a bull trick to use as liquidity to push the higher prices, where would that take place? Maybe on the other side of VWAPs, perhaps. Maybe the retaking of resistance into supply. Maybe the once again try of the 478.3 prices by the Bulls. Could this be a bull run? Or could this be the Bears allowing the Bulls to get excited only to use them as liquidity to go down lower? Still too early to tell. Does anyone have some thoughts they'd like to share with the group? Please so put your thoughts, your trading plan in the chat. Have it based off of criteria, based off of something that you're looking at. Just chilling, Brian says, and there's nothing wrong with that. One thing about chilling, it doesn't cost you any money. Taking a trade without a plan can be very expensive. Maybe break of an inverted V at 478, Dr. J says. For the moment, yeah. Dr. J, I like the 478, but that's here. But just above that, if you look, you will see that the Bulls did get it past that area. They actually took it all the way up to the 478.3, and then that's when they ran into these Bears, who reinforced their position and pushed that price back down. So Dr. J, with that being the case, I would be a little bit more interested in where would these guys have to cover. And if we notice, it would be just above that area. I would say maybe that 478.41, potentially. And if the Bulls can somehow get some new money bulls to come in on a Friday, to get some new money bulls to come in on a Friday and start squeezing these Bears, we may potentially see a retest all-time high. Would have been a nice trade out of demand. Would have been a nice trade out of demand. Using the bottom of demand as your stop out would have been very tight. Yeah, we do. We got a W. It would have been very tight. Very tight. But the range is not great right now. Yes, this was a trade out of demand, but the range was not that great at the moment. And again, Dr. J, I don't know, as far as inverted V. It wouldn't be bad, Dr. J, if you did that at the 478. If you were going to use the 477.84 as your stop out area. But I will first like to see the stock get over it and turn this area of resistance into support. And we got about 4 minutes left on this candle for that to happen. Again, keeping in mind the heavy bearish presence. Here you have bears in bull skin. But these are bears. Don't be fooled by this green doji. Sometimes it's good to have pre-market up so you can see where the power is. There's that W. And we see that daily resistance is, I'm sorry, yes, it's daily resistance. Daily is bright red, weekly is dark red. This daily resistance is being respected momentarily, which is why we allow the chart and the candle to close. Now, it does look like a very severe breach on the candlestick chart, but guys, take a look at the line chart and you will see it's actually still intact with the short-term algos. And that is because the algos set every 5 minutes. So we still need a good 2 minutes to see if there is a definitive break or not, or a false breakout, which more experienced traders love, because the novices sees the false breakout. They think, oh, this is it, it's going. And that's one of also the other reasons, Dr. J, that we always wait for a close, and which is why I identified that 478 that you said, but wanted you to see who it is that we're after. And see that their area is probably in this 478 4. But more importantly, even for a put, we want to get completely out of the area. Not a problem, Dr. J. We are a team. Which is why I like to share with you guys that I like to look at things from a lot of different angles. Because yes, you might have been tempting here, but we still had this resistance area. We still had the heavy bears from right here as well. And on the line chart, the algos were not showing good enough breakout to take a call. So I'm glad you didn't, Dr. J, take a call on that. Save your mental capacity, save your buying power for a more deserving trade. And you can see a little bit of a head and shoulders here, guys. You guys see that? On a handy dandy line chart, showing us a potential head and shoulders. Does anyone else see it? Does anyone else see it? If you do, let me know in the chat that you see it. Let me know that you see it. There is the right shoulder. Potentially setting up for a nice call. Potentially setting up. Potentially. If you have not traded at all, you're doing just fine. And as we state, once the head and shoulders is formed, we know that something is going to happen in this area, either a breakdown, return to where the price came from, consolidation sideways, or a continuation move. There are great potential liquidity grabs on the way up. For those of you who are interested, there's a liquidity grab here. And then there's the liquidity grab here that I pointed out as well. The only thing with me is that this is not a setup. This is not an A plus setup. This is not a B plus setup coming out of this head and shoulders, because there still is overhead resistance immediately at the 478.66. If I was a long-term investor and I just wanted to buy the SPY, which one day I plan to, inshallah, then I could deal with the ebb and flows. But when you're dealing with options, the only way you could deal with something like this is if you had your computer closed. That's the only way you could deal with that. So we still want to highlight the way we trade. Even though we identify trades, does not necessarily mean we're going to take them. We really look for people to be in trouble. And when you're in trouble, we like the Bloodhound Gang. When you're in trouble, we're on a double. We're like the stock Bloodhound Gang. Might have went over a lot of you millennials' head. Know something about the old Bloodhound Gang. But when you in trouble, they on a double. So yes, there is, a potential trade here, guys, but recognize there's a lot of overhead resistance at the 478.33 and the 478.68. So I would really like to see the price get above the 478.5 for a call. And that's just to join the party with the stock trying to reach all-time highs. Keeping in mind that as the day and the time continues to click, we're still talking about Friday. And the market will be open Monday. So there's no need to force anything today. All unfinished business can be handled on Monday. Less than 5 seconds left on this candle with a close above this resistance and a continuation candle that could possibly start the momentum of squeezing. But we're not getting that continuation candle just yet. Okay, it came down now. It's turned into support. Turning it to support. Just breached it. Just breached it. Just breached it. We still like this, guys. Who has the power So once we get these guys to getting squeezed, it start a domino effect potentially. Just never know with this. Looked like that yesterday. Then a huge rally. Never ever over with the S&P 500 because buyers love to buy lower prices. I am going to set some alarms. I'm going to set an alert at the 478.3 area. Alert me. Possibilities above this area. Again, looking for a specific setup. I like this one. I like this one too. I like this one too. I do like this one. I like it. I like it. I do like it. But I would like a continuation candle even more. Like the fact the market is moving finally. Still not giving us a clear setup. Yep. That's what I would have liked. If there would have been a nice continuation candle. Coming back up, retesting VWAP. See if VWAP holds. And can we get the stock back under VWAP? Would be a great sign. As you can see, the stock has gotten below it, but not stayed there. Let me see. Sorry guys, let me get back to this. I would like to break the floor. Brian says, downtrend is still here, lower highs. The stock is pretty much doing what it does. Back to a doji on the daily chart, guys. Indeed. What a stock. What a day we're having today. Day of indecision, but it's a great day to be safe. And you can see pretty much here on the line chart what Dr. J was saying was the break of an inverted V. It wasn't perfect. This one, however, I do like potentially happening here in the next 5 minutes to get a good push continuation to get us over and into the area that I will potentially be looking at. But Brian, let me show this to you. You say we're downtrending, but if you look right here, Brian, we're really starting to uptrend a little bit. And it's showing just a little bit of indecision. In one aspect, we have a lower high. And in another aspect, we have a higher low. See that? Higher low, higher low. Let's put an algo on there. See that? Yep. Exactly. Sideways. Yeah. So it really all depends on what you would be leaning more towards, call or put. If you were leaning towards a put, then this would be a distractor to you, because regardless of what's happening up top, the price is putting in higher lows. So that's still showing, at the very least, there is a small grind based on the higher lows. Now, she might be acting up here at the top, but on the base of her, she's putting in higher lows. Hence, which is why currently we have a green doji and not a red one. But definitely agree with you in another aspect. It is some sideways action between the 477 and the 478. That is also very true between these 2 points, actually. Where we are at. This is where we are at. Between the 477 and the 478. Good things come to those who wait. That's what Heinz Ketchup said anyway. Dan is saying the range is crazy. Yes, it is. Dan, definitely agree with you. The range is nuts. For now, that is. Let me scoot this over here a little bit. Get a little picky boo right here. Look at that. Thank you, Dr. J. Everyone, please hit the like. Yeah, let's handle the business real quick. Thank you guys for tuning in. We do appreciate you. And thank you so very much, T-Shirt for Traders, for sponsoring us. T-shirtfortraders.co. You are a trader, right? Then look like one, and we are on a bull run. Yes, we are. And the goal and the target for the bulls are all-time highs. So very grateful that we have not taken any trades today, like for real. And you can see this intraday supply area that I put up is
Bluetooth
right now
disconnected.
attempting to be breached. Look right here. Check this out. Now, I use this line chart to draw this algo based upon the base of it. And then I just split it right here at the top, and it just so happens to fall right where my arrow is, where I think a safe area for a call to be, as a potential squeeze could happen. But again, as time ticks on, it is Friday. We are talking about all-time highs. There's no need to rush a trade. Let the bullies fight. And if we need to come back this afternoon, then let us do so safely and comfortably. We have alarm set for price action above 478.3. And we have an alarm set for price action at the 476.9 area for price trading below. On the 30-minute candle, Dr. J is pointing out a huge doji. But however, Dr. J, let me pull over my other algo, what you guys are more familiar with. And this is what we're in right now. We're stuck between this yellow and this orange buying, selling algo. And we're hitting the roof of this yellow algo. Now, Dr. J, I do want to point something out to you. And that is, you are correct. This is the top of an uptrend. We have a hangman, and then we have a doji. Do you know what kind of doji that is? That is the question. As we have several types of dojis. Okay. Well, this Dr. J is very close to being a dragonfly doji. Very close to being a dragonfly doji. And we can see here on my algos also that at that line, really looking for a very convincing break to get outside of this yellow algo for a potential retest of all-time highs. It's definitely going to happen, just don't know when. But right now, we are very much so in a very controlled buying, selling algos as we look at these 30-minute candles and see either green candles or huge tails. Huge tails. I mean huge tails. Big old tails. So with that being the case, following big money, why would you take a put in any of these areas, showing you how strong the bulls are? Safe money has to be down here. What's that? 476.9? That area, the 477, beneath the 477? Absolutely. And that lines up right here, guys. Beneath the 477. I like to see a close and then a continuation candle. But me, I also know that there is a weekly support here, 476. So I like to see what happens in that area. Not a lot of range yet, which is why I said I like to see it on the outside of it. And just to show you a little bit more, teammate, of that slow upward grind, let's take another look at the line chart and see how it is respecting that buying algo. So what we want to do is see it get to the top. And that will force these bears to cover and these bears to cover, to be pushed higher. Will it happen? No one knows. No one knows what the market will do. All we can do is look and see what the market is showing us. Allow the candlesticks to close so we're not fooled by enticing price action. Came back down and turned this demand, turned this supply into a demand area itself. What is anyone's plans for the weekend? For me, I plan to put out 2 videos every day this weekend. I plan to study on demand this weekend, and I even want to make a video on the right way to use on demand. I'm gonna go to the gym. That's it. And make ads. That's it. Study, trade. Study, trade. And just sit around and wish it was Monday. That's what I'm gonna do. For those of you who are interested in a put, please keep in mind the things that we have mentioned so that you can be safe. You'd like to see a close outside of this area, and then with a continuation candle. If it's good now, it'll be good later. And I'm gonna really be honest with you guys. On a day like today, you might even want to consider trading off the 30-minute chart. That's the safest way to be. No doubt whatsoever. Just wait for key areas to break on the 30-minute chart. Wait for key areas to break on the 30-minute chart. You could have waited for key areas to break on the 30-minute chart. You could have took the call here. You could have took the call here. You could have took the call here. Key areas on the 30-minute chart. That's how you be safe. Even here we had a red hammer. So we do use the 30-minute chart. Maybe I don't emphasize it enough. but I build my algos off the 30-minute chart. These algos are drawn off the 30-minute chart. Back it up, show you what we have going on here. This is the algo. We still have this blue algo that we are in, but outside of that, we have this yellow and right now this orange buying algo. So before we take any kind of puts, I want to see it get outside the orange. That's in that 477 area, which is also underneath the lowest price traded by these tails. You want to get underneath those guys. You want to have everyone in these candles flushing. Until then, don't you even think about taking a put. Look at your 30-minute chart. Trade off your 30-minute chart. If you want to be safe today, and this is not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just your teammate who loves you guys, who loves being a part of this team with the same goal in mind, to change our lives and the lives of the people who we love and care about. And we meet here every day to attempt to do so. Brian, what did I miss? Everyone please like the live. Wow, look at that huge Doja Cat 30-minute. One last candle. No, I don't. Gym, funeral, and football. Oh man, Brian. Gym, funeral, and a football. Wow. Sorry to hear that. To God we come from, to him we return. Gym and study time here too. Dan says, sorry to hear for your loss, Brian. Definitely, Brian, our condolences go out to you, your family and friends, and everyone associated with that very sad time. And that's what's going on here. Absolutely teammate. 6 minutes to 11 o'clock. Love to have a great day today. This one almost got me, guys. This one almost got me. Almost. I was going in on this one, but glad I didn't. It really didn't give us a continuation move that we wanted. And even from a safe area of the 477.6, 40-cent move, 45-cent move on the price, maybe 15-cent option chain. A little bit more meat out there for us, guys. A little bit more meat out there for us.
Bluetooth connected.
Well, when you know it, there she is. In our area of interest. But now let's see what happens now that she's reached this area. What will you do from here? Knowing the potential squeeze that is possible. But knowing, as we identified those bears that are in the woods, identify them. These are the bears that are being attacked right now. These are the bears that are being attacked right now, and me wanting to see them cover. Would also mean a candle closing above this area and then a continuation candle. $478.7. Now we have another daily resistance right here as well, which is also providing very heavy bearish pressure. So since I've identified that, I want to move our entry up a little more higher. Let's really bang them now. Because above this 478, we are clear all the way to let me be specific. Above this 478.7, we are clear to 479.5. This is the last known line of defense before 480. And yes, it happened pre-market, but we're more interested in what's it going to do now in market open. Right now, you can see that this algo is being respected and controlled, very controlled buying right now. Knowing that the market has to move and trade at all times with hundreds of millions under contract. What we look for are trading opportunities, and that is our power. We don't have to trade. We have the ability to stand aside and wait for the perfect trading opportunity to present itself to us, met with criteria, and when we have edge, when edge is on our side. Very happy with the no trades we have taken so far. We have not gotten too comfortable.
Chewy, is that you?
This again wanted to identify the all-time right now at the 478.6, which is being the last line of defense before we tiptoe into that 480 range. This screen right here can't even show it to you guys. Where do I go? See it. Go on to daily. Pull that up. The 478.6. That's that last line, guys. And I have an arrow above that to buy a call, thinking that we would definitely go back and retest pre-market highs if that does potentially happen. But you can clearly see as far as left as we look. Where am I at? Time frame. Let's go to 3 years. Okay. There is the infamous 480. What line is it? 479 too. Yeah, I need to identify. Okay, so you can see once we get above this 478, we had clear selling all the way to 480. And looking back farther left, I just happened to see a little bit of resistance right here at the 479.2 that I wanted to spot out as well. Go back to my regular yearly time frame, but this will be all-time highs is what we're after right now. All-time highs. There's no need for anyone, including myself, as my ears are closer to me than they are to you. No need to be a hero. This is no joke. My goodness. I look forward to being one of the participants in the next big dip of the market to start some long-term positions. That'll be another part of the channel. Some real change, long-term trading. My goodness. Sick at this. I had a 473 call. Sick. But the beautiful thing about these lines is that they work no matter what. And a green hammer is a green hammer on any chart. Doji at the top of an uptrend is a doji at the top of an uptrend on any chart. Just wait. We just start, you know. We just started. We're just learning. We're getting it. Inverted hammer at the bottom of a downtrend. I just went over that video. Can't wait for you to see that one. This is an inverted hammer. This is an inverted hammer. I don't care what chart it's on. And the fact that it happened on a daily chart is even more reason with confirmation trading above the inverted hammer. Ooh, we should have been in an all-day call on this one. I promise not to let y'all down. I promise you we are going to turn it all the way up. We're about to add some zeros to these profit numbers. Inshallah, I promise you. Because this stuff is working no matter what. Just amazing. I don't even want to look at it anymore. Past 11 o'clock. I've done all that I can do. And I mean that do, like I was from Baltimore. I've done all I can do. Nothing else for me to do. Love being on here with you guys, but the market is doing what the market does. Look at this control buying. Not a red 30-minute candles since yesterday. 1 o'clock candle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 8. If I messed up, it doesn't matter. You know it's a lot. You know it's a lot. So please keep in mind that first 30-minute candle might start some profit taking. We want to look for that first 30-minute candle, and then we want to look for a continuation, but preferably below here. I know I'm super extra cautious with my entry. Super extra cautious. I'm like, you know, I don't want to trade till it's down below yesterday. But that's only because below this demand, we have support. And this is where it took off from yesterday. So it's better be safe than be a victim. Gives that potential call, slow grinding its way. I'm going to call it, guys. One thing for sure, as they say. Two things for certain, one thing for sure. It doesn't matter what the market does. The market is always going to show us an opportunity to make some profits It always is. It's just upon us to seize that opportunity when they present themselves. So where should our alarm be for a call? The alarm for a call has already gone off, Dr. J. The alarm for the call has already gone off. The entry for the call, in my opinion, let me stretch it up so you can see my arrow. I have an arrow at 478.8, which is getting us above this daily resistance for a continuation candle. That's what this is. This is the daily resistance. She said, yes, but I thought you wanted it over the daily resistance. This line that you see on the screen is 478.7. It is the daily resistance. I have the arrow at the 478.8, Dr. J. And would like to see that candle close above the daily resistance that you were speaking of, and then having a continuation candle. But there's no need to set an alarm right now, Dr. J. You might as well just watch it, because if you're going to take the trade, then the trade could be presenting itself if you want to take that call. Just wanted to point that out. I myself, I'm going to wait. It's a good area if you get a close above this. And I'm going to tell you why, Dr. J, because then you can use the 478.7. You can use that daily resistance as support. If the stock is able to break above this resistance, close above this resistance, and turn this resistance into support for the next leg, so be it. But the reason I don't like it, Dr. J, is because as we've been experiencing all morning long so far, these huge bottom wicks, bottom tails. Well, even the green candles are having some bottom tail action, and that'll kill you on the stock option price. Again, this is not financial advice. Do whatever you feel you should do. I just wanted to point that out to you. But I myself, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to look towards this afternoon. I want to wait till we have a clear setup, because there is no clear setup here. There's nothing out of the playbook here. And as I want to emphasize, and I say this for myself, if I take a trade out of the playbook, then I'm gambling. And that's not something that I do at all. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Grateful for you guys. Dr. J, if you want to take the call, there it is right there. There's the call for you right there if you want to take the call. Again, I would use the bottom of resistance as your stop out. Keep in mind, there's going to be a battle here, so it's not going to be an easy call. As a teammate, I'd much rather you stand aside. But if you have the need or the desire or the confidence to get in, this would be the area where I highlighted. The trade is working. As we identified who would be getting squeezed, we identified even where you could take it to 479.3. But again, for myself, I just want to wait. But the trade is there. And even though we identify areas where trades may be, it doesn't mean that we're going to take every trade. This is an example of that right now. gosh almighty. Woo! Man, did I call that one. Subhanallah. Man, guys, give it up. What a trade. Right to the line. Can you imagine how quick you would have had to be to get out there? Can you imagine how quick? Because it literally touched resistance and dropped. Literally touched resistance and dropped immediate 30 cents. So I have no regrets. Glad you caught that, Seymour. I have no regrets, Dr. J. I'm telling you to stand aside. Not on that one. That's extreme volatility. Extreme volatility. But it's setting itself up. But I'm glad that I got Seymour 206. Caught that. But if anything, this might be turning into one gigantic shooting star. So let me get a put here. Pull it up. Yeah. This is setting up to be a shooting star. I repeat, this is setting up to be a shooting star. One minute left on this candle. What we would like to see is then trading beneath the shooting star, coming back towards VWAP. Very tight risk. You could use this resistance as a potential stop. I will wait a little bit longer, guys, before I end the live and see if we get this move. It was a shooting star, but it is not giving us the confirmation we needed. I'll repeat, it is not giving us the confirmation we need. Still being patient. This would be a shooting star trade. This would be a scalp. My first profit taking would be VWAP. I'm interested in using a bracket order with a 33-cent profit target. on the bracket order at the money. I'm using them out of the money with a 22-cent bracket order stop. But it's not happening. It is not happening. The bulls, the bears are getting squeezed in this very candle right now. CMAR 206, you actually could have got right back in this same area. You actually could have got right back in that exact same area and done that exact same trade again. It was available. The market has a mission, guys, to test all-time highs, and it is slow grinding its way there. Yep. The bears are hiding and attacking. Looks like a failed shooting star. That's exactly what it is. And a failed shooting star is a buying opportunity. And the market is so strong right now. Yes, it is. Absolutely is, guys. The market is so strong right now. Yep, I do think that's going to do it for now, guys. Gonna hold off. We got a little about 40 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. See if this turns into a shooting star as well. The stock price is having a little bit of trouble with higher prices. Ten seconds left on this candle. Again, the sweet spot scalp area will be the 478.6, and it's not going to happen. Not right now anyway, guys. But there is heavy bearish presence above. Heavy bearish presence above. A lot of liquidity. There is a shoulder here. Could this potentially be the head? Could this potentially be the head? Yep. There's a liquidity grab right there, so that's letting me know that this is turning into a head. However, you have to ask yourself the question, guys, as before, are the bulls attempting to use the bears as liquidity to get back above this area? Again, we'll just have to wait for a key setup The day is definitely not over, but the live is. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in this afternoon for the recap and this weekend for some more video lessons. This is Abdul Shabazz. This is some real change. Stock options trading journey.
Disconnected.
And I thank each and every one of you who participate, who join, and who watch. You have a great weekend as well. And Sima says, I think we end up filling that 476.50 first, then near high of day. Well, time will tell. And all we have to do is be patient, allow the market to reveal itself to us. Let's look back again this afternoon. And hopefully there'll be something to recap. I definitely look forward to making a recap. You guys, trade safely. And for those of you who I might not hear from again until Monday, have a great weekend. Brian, again, our thoughts and prayers go out to you. It's Abdul Shabazz, some real change. Bye for now.